Have you ever walked into a place and suddenly felt uncomfortable or heavy, even though nothing had happened? Or spent time in a crowded place and then needed days to feel like yourself again? Many of us have experienced this at some point in our lives, and often we don't think much of it. Sometimes it's not just physical, it's energetic. Today we're going to gently explore energetic and spiritual protection, what it is, why it matters, and simple ways we can protect our energy and our peace in everyday life. Hi, and welcome to my channel, where we gently explore spirituality, inner growth, reflection, and reconnecting with ourselves. When we talk about protection in a spiritual sense, we are not talking about blocking the world out or becoming closed off. And we are not talking about building walls between ourselves and other people. Just like we have physical boundaries and emotional boundaries, we also have energetic and spiritual boundaries. And protecting our energy is simply the practice of looking after our inner state, our peace, and our well-being. True protection is about creating a calm, stable, and grounded energy within ourselves, so that even when the world around us feels busy or chaotic, we are still centered within our own energy and our peace, and able to move through different environments, emotions, and experiences without losing our sense of self. Protection, in many ways, is less about what is happening around us and more about what is happening within us. Sometimes we may feel overwhelmed because we are naturally sensitive to energy. This is not a weakness. It is simply a form of awareness. When we feel tired, stressed, or overwhelmed, we can become more open and absorb more energy from the people and environments around us. This can leave us feeling drained or unsettled, even if nothing obvious has happened. We may notice that we feel very tired after being around certain people, or that we pick up on other people's moods very easily, and some of us may find that we need a lot of alone time to recharge and feel like ourselves again. Some of us are simply more sensitive to energy than others, and in the coming weeks, I will be posting a video about signs that you might be sensitive to energy, because understanding that about ourselves can help us learn how to take care of our energy better. This is why cleansing our energy is so important, and we spoke about this in the previous video on energy cleansing. So if you feel like you are picking up a lot from the world around you, that video may help you understand how to clear your energy so that you are not carrying everything with you. The first step in protection is awareness. When we begin to gently notice how we feel around different people, places, and environments, we start to understand our energy much better, and this awareness helps us recognize when something feels comfortable and when something feels overwhelming. Without judging or overthinking, we can simply observe these changes within ourselves, and this helps us understand when we may need to ground ourselves, protect our energy, or take a step back. Protection becomes much easier when we first learn to listen to ourselves and notice these small changes within us. It's important to understand that protection is not about fear, and it's not about believing that the world is a negative place, because that can create a very anxious way of living, and that is not how we want to live at all. For example, when I was younger, I noticed that whenever I went to crowded places, especially places like malls or music concerts, I would feel completely exhausted afterwards. And I would need a few days just to feel balanced and like myself again. At the time, I didn't understand why. I just thought I was someone who got tired easily. As I got older, I began to understand that I was absorbing a lot more than I realized, and that I needed to learn how to cleanse my energy, protect myself, and have better boundaries with my time and my energy. Over time, I realized that protection is not just about shielding ourselves, but also about raising our own energy or vibrations to a place where we feel calm, grounded, and at peace within ourselves, so that the world around us does not constantly affect us. Protection always begins with grounding, because when we are grounded, present, and connected to our body, our energy becomes more stable, and we are less affected by the world around us. Something as simple as taking a slow breath noticing our feet on the ground, and bringing our awareness into the present moment can already begin to protect our energy. Another gentle way to support our energy is through visualization. Some people like to imagine a bubble of light surrounding the body, or a pillar of light moving through the body from above, and others imagine a waterfall of light gently flowing around them and washing away anything heavy or overwhelming, and we can simply choose whichever feels calming and protective to us. We can imagine this light surrounding us, and as we do this, we can quietly remind ourselves that we are safe, grounded, and protected. The light is not there to block everything out, but to filter what comes in, so that we can move through the world feeling calm, safe, and protected. We can also set a simple intention each day, and intention is very powerful because it directs our energy and our awareness. So we might quietly say to ourselves, "I am safe, grounded, and protected," or "Only calm and balanced energy is welcome in my space." And these small, calm statements help strengthen our sense of inner stability. If it resonates, we can also ask for spiritual protection, whether that is through prayer, speaking to our angels or guides, or asking Archangel Michael for protection and imagining his blue cloak of protection surrounding us. These small practices can help us feel supported, protected, and less alone as we move through the world. Some people also like to use crystals for protection and grounding, and common ones used for protection include black tourmaline, obsidian, and selenite. These can be kept in the home, carried with us, worn as pieces of jewelry, or placed near the bed while we sleep. Essential oils are also used to support grounding and protection, especially oils like frankincense for spiritual grounding, sandalwood for calm and stability, and sage for cleansing and protection. These can be used in a diffuser, in a bath, or blended with a carrier oil and applied to the skin. In some cultures, people speak about negative energy, bad vibes, or the evil eye, and whatever we choose to call it. The important thing is not to be afraid, but to stay grounded, protect our energy, and focus on keeping our own energy calm, balanced, and strong. There are also a few very simple protection practices that are not often spoken about, but can be very powerful in a calm and gentle way. And one of these is the idea that if we feel that we have picked up energy that is not ours, we can calmly return it and call our own energy back to ourselves. And we might say something like, "I return any energy that is not mine, back to where it came from, with peace and with love, and I call my energy back to me, cleansed and balanced." And if you prefer something shorter and easier to remember, you can simply say, "Return to sender with consciousness attached," and set the intention that anything that is not yours is calmly returned, and your own energy comes back to you. Another gentle practice is to close our energy at the end of the day, before sleep, by taking a slow breath and imagining a soft light around us and saying something like, "The day is complete. I release everything that is not mine. My energy is calm, closed, and protected while I rest." And another very simple but powerful practice is to remind ourselves, especially before going into busy places or difficult situations, "I walk in my own energy. I do not take on what is not mine. I remain in my own calm and in my own space." Because protection is not just about blocking energy. It is about learning to stay in our own energy no matter where we are. It can be helpful to protect our energy before certain situations where we know we might feel drained or overwhelmed, such as before going into crowded places, before difficult conversations, before work, before spending time on social media, before sleep, or before meditation or spiritual work. Over time, protection simply becomes a small, calm habit, something we do quietly to take care of ourselves and our energy. As we move through life, we begin to realize that we cannot control every environment, situation, or person we come into contact with. but we can learn to understand ourselves better and become more aware of how things affect us, and when to ground ourselves, when to protect our energy, and when to step back and give ourselves space to rebalance. And over time, these small, gentle practices simply become part of how we live, part of how we take care of ourselves, and part of how we move through the world, feeling more steady, more peaceful, and more like ourselves. Until next time, love yourself deeply. If this resonated with you, please don't forget to like the video. You're also welcome to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. I love reading them. And if you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing. It's completely free, and it helps support the channel. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. See you in the next one.